Spiders everywhere. I hope not. In America, spiders everywhere might be an upgrade. And I'm sure that's just down the line, you know. Who knows what the butterfly effect of everything happening is. You're like, I know that Constitution they didn't uphold. It turns out that was keeping all the spiders back. We're effed. I don't know. Maybe it's just springtime that I feel like I see little spiders dropping down. Or maybe it's, past hallucinations. Nobody can be sure. Nothing's real. Welcome to your daily inspiration. I'm Rob. Hit subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I go live every weekday. That's what I do. For you. For you. For you. So yeah, now that you've hit that little button down there that says subscribe, Diodich, Mochara, Nate Garbanzo Beans, Nate Bargatze, Nate Bargatze. I don't know why I was saying Garbanzo Beans, but Nate Garbanzo Beans. Very, very good comedian. Super talented. I think somebody called him the Walmart of comedy. Which I guess, he's like he's like the fairgrounds comic. Anybody can go. Everyone can still afford to go to the fairgrounds. Well, we'll see. This year maybe be different. But he's like the fairground comic. Like everyone can understand his comedy. It's great. Nate is an amazing human. But he just did an article with Esquire online. And I don't know why I didn't link that one, but I linked a Variety article. This is what Capitalism did. Okay, Capitalism made an Esquire article with an interview with Nate Bargatze get covered by a million other articles, so everybody can get clicks and clicks. Clicks means cha-ching. So I linked the Variety article. Why? Because I'm tired. I'm lazy right now. But in this Esquire interview with Nate Bargatze, he says, he wants to become. He looks up to the Judd Apatow's, Jerry Seinfeld's, the Adam Sandler's. The people, Sandler early in his career was definitely for teens, because I was there when his CDs first hit. And Adam Sandler was not always like the Disney-friendly, whatever that Pac-Man movie is. Sandler turned into that, which with age and kids, it's like a natural progression. Nate Bargatze, I think, was born like a Disney-friendly comedian. He didn't turn into that. And all the respect to all these are, professional comedians. But Nate Garbanzo Beans, I keep wanting to call him Nate Garbanzo Beans, and my apologies, Nate. It's just my brain is not on. It is too early in the morning for my brain to be on yet. So Nate Bargatze, not Nate Garbanzo Beans. In this interview, he says, Disney, because he wants to, I think Nate is like not doing much more comedy, he said. He wants to open a theme park called Nateland and just do he just wants to build a Disney empire. But the thing is Nate highlighted what's wrong with Disney right now. He said, Disney doesn't care about its audience. He said, Disney is run by a businessman who just knows business. He's the guy who can do the Wall Street expectations quarterly earnings review. He don't know, he don't have his pulse on or his finger on the pulse of what's, hot, what new songs are out, what animation is pushing the edge, or, he probably has people to tell him that. He probably has like daily meetings of artists that they can pump into AI to create the next movie. So Nate hit the nail on the head, and Nate also figured out what is wrong with America. America, for so long, for decades, I've heard people say, we need a businessman in the White House. And it's like, well, you got a fake one, and look at how it's going. But America no country should be run like a business. And it just shows, when people say that, they either don't understand how businesses are run, or understand to an extent where they're like, I like the cruelty model of businesses. Because businesses aren't here to be your friend. I love how people think like the PR ad campaigns of like Coca-Cola polar bears is like, oh, Coca-Cola must really care about polar bears and us at Christmas time to make that commercial. Like, the propaganda has worked on these people because Coca-Cola doesn't give a shit. They'll come to your town, they'll siphon your water, they'll sell you poison, and then leave. The Panda God, up, Panda God, cool name. So these businesses don't care, and you can see it anywhere. I mean, just look around. They're trying to poison our water again, you know? Like, they don't care. Businesses don't care. And businesses exist for one thing: the profits for the shareholders. That's it. And usually the CEO owns like 60% of the shares. So businesses exist, folks, just to make profits for a few people. They're not here to provide a service anymore. It used to be the customer is always right. Now it's the shareholders always right. And that changed in my lifetime with deregulation. As soon as they were like, oh, we can do stock buybacks and there's no punishments for like killing people at work. We just have to pay a small business transaction, aka a fine. Like, oh, then yeah, there's no rules for us. There's no rules for entities, corporate entities. They don't go to jail, they don't get punished, they can do whatever they want, and they have the money to fight it in court. And this is Nate Bargatze. You know, sometimes people stumble along this, and I don't know, I don't think he stumbled along it. I think he had this well thought out, but he was thinking about it with Disney when he said Disney's run by a businessman who doesn't care about the audience. And that's what's wrong with everything, because artists, whatever artist you like, from music to painting to actors to, you know, miming or clowning, they're doing it for a love of the audience. They're doing it to create something. And that art doesn't really exist without the audience. If you paint something and then put it away in a closet, does it even exist if no one's ever seen it? So these are important things that people need to understand, you know? And when you're driving down your routes or your back roads or your country route in your town and you see gas stations, CVS, McDonald's, Target, Walmart, I want you to think about that. Because people, this country is beautiful. The art created here is amazing. Some of the best in the world. And it's absolutely, absolutely devastating. Devastating that we as a collective society have let business people trick us into believing they're the best thing for all the things we were endowed with. This earth, the art, like, because business people at the end of the day, they just see profits for themselves or for the select few. And that's it. Businesses, I hate to break it to the people who think businesses are your friends. If a business isn't making profits, what do? They lay a bunch of people off so a few people can keep making profits. And if it still doesn't make profits, they shut their doors. They're not like, oh, we're here for the community, so it doesn't matter if we're losing money. We're here to serve the people. That's never been the object of business. And to let these extreme capitalists come in and run things like Disney just to make better lines go up on an imaginary thing called the stock market that's all about vibes and not content or the product or the quality, and it's just about vibes, is really trashed our world for the past 20 years. So Nate Garbanzo Bean, Nate Bargatze, sorry, a salute to you today, because I think it's very important what you called out in that Esquire interview. That Disney is run by a businessman who went to business college, you know, and that was the thing. Like, there used to be a time where people promoted from within and promoted these like people that knew the business so well that they knew how to run it. And now it's like a club of white, rich, old CEOs who all have MBAs in business or whatever. These business masters people, I don't even know there's so many different kinds of management business degrees now. And that's what they specialize in, managing business. It's not the art. It doesn't matter the business. I mean, I just look at the corporate CEOs that just get handed around. They're like, oh, he worked at Pepsi, now he could do coffee. Oh, he worked at fast food Chipotle, now he could do coffee. It's like, how does this guy have experience in anything? He just manages business. He doesn't know a coffee shop experience. Like, he has no profession. Like, they don't promote from within, and they just do it to try to meet Wall Street's expectations. And it's rotting our society to the core. So a big respect to Nate Bargatze for calling it out, for saying, you know what, Disney And I don't know, I didn't read the whole article or the whole interview. I read the whole article that I link below. I didn't read the whole interview, and I want to. I don't have time right now, so maybe we'll talk about this later when I go live. But I hope Nate says, it should be somebody who's promoted from within, somebody who loves the audience, who creates art, who cares about the audience, and the business decisions may become second, because as far as I know, like, none of these businesses are faltering when they're like, their profits aren't up. It's like they're not up from last year when you made $3 billion. Now you're just making $2 billion, and it's just not enough for the insatiable gluttons of greed that run these companies that have 40 houses and 2 yachts. It's just not enough for them. But the art suffers, and it was always funny to me in radio when they were like laying people off and then going, "Oh, our profits are still not what they should be." It's like, yeah. When you cut the staff and you have less people doing more jobs, guess what? The art is going to suffer. When you provide people when you give an artist what he needs and room to breathe, he's going to create something great. Ask any artist if they could create something pinched on time with not the tools, with just finger paints. I mean, some people could pull it off, but 99% of the time, you're not going to get the art that artist could provide you with. So salute to you, Nate. All right, guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. I will see you guys later. I'll see you later today, all right? That's why I say hit the notification bell, because I'm going to go live later. But I wanted to point this Nate Bargatze, not Nate Garbanzo Bean. I'm very, very stoked to see him saying, Disney shouldn't be run. Or he didn't say Disney shouldn't be run. He said Disney's run by a businessman, and that businessman doesn't care about the audience. And in every industry, they should have people who actually care about the product they're providing. And that's why everything sucks nowadays. That is the reason why America sucks. Because they have people who don't care about, even in the government, they have people who were elected to care about the people they represent, and they don't. They care about their wealthy donors. They care about Wall Street's expectations. They just care about the small profit sharing dividends and the small collective of people who already have enough money to last them to the end of time, and they care about them getting more money, and it's ruining everything, folks. So good on you, Nate Garbanzo Beans, Nate Bargatze. All right.